Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and today I'm going to be working out of the African Glamour book, and I will be showing you how to color in a custom sunset and also how to create a three-dimensional tree that'll pop off the page. So we're going to have a little fun with that. There's an example here of, this is actually the page that I'm going to do. Let me get a blank one here. That's a copy, actually. It's so funny, my copier, because this is the master page from the book, but my copier for some reason doesn't color in the black spots very well, so that's okay. You work with what you have. Anyway, so this is the page that I'm going to be working off. Per normal, I've colored a little bit of it ahead for you so that you can see how it's going to look. That's a courtesy for you while I'm doing this teaching, and you can see where I'm going with it. And actually, I'm going to be concentrating on this top branch. Now, before I do that, however, I will show you, I'm so happy about this, I just got in a new coloring book today, and guess what? It is, ta-da, World Within Worlds. Now, everybody's been talking about this book. I'm sure you've seen the walkthroughs of it. I'm so excited to have this, so I'm going to be doing one of these pages shortly as a tutorial. And actually what I'm looking at doing, I can't wait to do this one. What I'm looking at doing is, let's see where that little puppy is. Yeah, I want to do the moon. And the reason I want to do the moon is because I'm going to show you how to use eyeshadow, not just dry, but I'm going to show you how to paint with eyeshadow. And I think that's going to be pretty exciting. Something different, unique. I hope you like it. I hope you like where I go with it. So right now my aim is to do this one right here, and then I think eventually I'm going to do let's see, let me get there. I just showed you. I love this one because I'm a pretty person. They're all great. And of course the one with the shoe, a lot of people have been doing that one. I want to attack this page. And also I want to attack this page because I want to add some of my custom, you know me, I like to add my custom coloring and markings and the whole bit. So this is going to be a really neat page to do as well. Feel free to get in contact with me as to what you want to see me do. The more I hear from you, the more I can customize it to you guys and make it something that's going to be enjoyable for you. All right, so that's for future. Also what I'm going to be doing, excuse my arm, I gotta put my book away. Oh, come on. All right. So I'm probably going to pop back in the splash of color to start off with the lesson on how to paint with eyeshadows. And the one that I'm looking at doing is this one. It's got a nice grayscale on it. It'll be perfect for me to show you how to do this. It's a very quick coloring technique. I think you'll like it. So that's just some things that are coming up. All right. Oh, and I did finish this one. So if you want to take a quick look at that, I put in some more grass. I added some little motion marks here. I added some pipe smoke. So that is the finished piece. I'm going to hang here for a second so you can take a look at it. Or you can just pause the video. But either way. All right. And then this one, which I showed you that I was doing, I'm still deciding what I want to do about the background. Right now, I'm thinking of just doing some gold eyeshadow, not coloring in the whole thing, but just like going here, and then of course not on top, and then back out here. So kind of like a ribbon effect through the back of this. I think that would be really cool. But anyway, here's the finished piece. I was showing you how to do this. And again, just because you don't have the exact same books that I do doesn't mean you can't use the techniques that I'm showing you on other things. All right, so let me get rid of what I don't need here. So I did. So again, today I'm going to be doing this page. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for me, which is important because then hopefully it makes it fun for you. All right, so I'm going to pull in just a little bit. Let me get comfy in my chair. All right, get you a little closer, angled over. Sorry for the glare, but that happens, my bad. All right, so per normal, I did up part of the page for you. I do a lot of coloring for you guys because I want you to see the piece before I do it and to see the particular technique. So I do a lot of stuff twice, and that's okay. You guys seem to like what I'm doing. You've told me, you've made comments to me directly. And speaking of comments, I really wish you would comment below. I would really appreciate that because that helps me know that you guys like what I'm doing. All right, so the technique that I'm going to be concentrating on today is doing this tree so it comes out to be a really nice 3D effect. I like the brown. I'll show you the colors that I'm using. You can pick colors that you want. And then with the background, you know, I shaded that just a little bit to make that really pop. Obviously, I've only done it on the one side. Now, I was fooling around with this other colors in other places. Didn't like what I was doing, you know, blah, 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 blah. So this really is the finished piece that I'm going to go after. Let me do something here as I reach in front of you again. Oh, come on. I've got a little bit of a new storage technique here and it's messing me up, but that's all right. All right, so this is what I'm going to be concentrating on to show you. I like how the browns came out. I like the three-dimensional effect, which looks really great when you pull away. You know, again, you know that I do the macro view and the macro looks kind of icky, but when you pull out, it looks really great. All right. All right, and the other big thing that I want you to see is, what do you notice about these two pieces here? There is what? A custom sunrise or sunset behind the figures here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very straightforward. You can do it as well. You just need a little simple compass. I'll show you the technique and then you can do it. And again, I'll say this again, just because you don't have this book doesn't mean you can't use the same technique in other books that you've got. All right, so let me bring it back in. Now, the other thing I'm going to be doing too is I decided, because I got a fresh pair of eyes on this, I decided I didn't like all the orange that's here. So this orange sky, I'm actually going to replace that with blue. So it's going to go orange and then a nice light blue and then a darker blue. Okay, so that'll be the difference. Then of course I did the little river here. Had fun with these little leaves, flowers. Yeah. Lots of neat things you can do. And then I'm going to pull you into macro view again. You remember the tutorial I did on the mushrooms where I had the 3D effect? I did it on these teeny tiny mushrooms, and I'll show you how I did that. It really shows up in this one right there. See how neat that looks? So again, the techniques I teach you in one thing are perfectly applicable to other projects. All right, so I'm going to quit yakking my introduction here. I was going to say I'll quit yakking, but I can't because I got to yak while I'm showing you this whole thing. All right, so let me pull you out just a little bit. So I have, get my master sheet here. I have a little cheapy compass that I bought at Walmart. Now, when you buy your compass, you got to make sure that the thing that holds the pencil will hold a standard pencil. And the reason that I say that is some of them will only hold a pencil made for the piece, the compass. So this one has a little lever on it that you can, move this thing back and forth, which is great. And then you just close off that lever and then it holds it. So what I did, let me pull that off, is I measure the distance from border to border. Let me get you in frame. And also, let me change my lighting just a little bit. Yeah. So I measured from border to border, and it's 7 inches. So obviously the half point is 3.5. So what I wanted to do is, by finding that halfway point, use a slightly different pencil here so I can, So my 3.5 point is like right there. I'm going to put a teeny tiny mark. Then the next thing that I had to decide is how big of an arc that I wanted to go over this. Now, let me fuss with my lighting here. What I can do is, I could have put it at the very bottom, at the 3.5 area, but you see, it takes me off the paper, which is what I didn't want. So after a couple of experiments, I found out my 3.5 point was right there, and it was at a really great height. And the height that I wanted was just enough, let me grab my other piece here, just enough to be over the head of the kids. Because if I took it up too far, it was going to really interfere with my leaves and so forth. So I did it just a very slight distance up above. So I'm going to turn this. My 3.5 inch point is right there. My distance, that's funny, I got that set. My distance is right about where I want it. I'm going to go up just a little bit higher because I don't want to come in at the point of that flower. I want to come in just a little bit above it. All right, now I'm not going to lower my pencil yet. Oops. Not going to lower my pencil yet because I just want to see where it's going to fall. So it's going to fall still on my page, right? And then I'm going to check the other side, and it's going to fall, just a little bit inward from that page and just above the head of the two kids. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to draw, and I'm going to try and draw the lightest possible pencil mark. and I'll tell you why. When you go to color this, if you don't get rid of that pencil mark before you color, the colored pencils are going to make that pencil stick onto the page. And let me show you that. See, when I colored over that, you can see that pencil mark. Look at that. And it's a real pain. You can really see it there. It's a real pain to get rid of it. So that's why you have to like just barely touch the page. All right. So I've got my line drawn in as light as I can possibly do it. And the way I'm going to color my sun there is I'm going to get a very, very light pink. This happens to be a Faber-Castell, and it's the dark flesh. And let's see, 190, 130. Okay. So again, keeping in mind, I'm going to do a very, very light flesh color. See, you can see it here in the background. And actually, this actually now is 3 to 4 colors. It's pink, it's flesh, it's gold, and I popped in a little bit of orange. Now, again, this is not blended well. I was doing it very quickly, and because I wanted to get some ideas for what colors I wanted. All right. So let me go ahead and start to color this in. Okay, now keeping an eyeball on where that pencil line is, I am going to take my micro eraser, and before I even color, let me get you there. See, you can see that pencil? Before I even color, I'm going to erase that line. And my erasing, because of the way I did it, left a little tail. All right. So I know that it goes right out to there. Now, it may seem wonky and weird to have to erase that pencil, but I'm telling you, if you don't, that pencil is going to come out right through your colored pencil. So you've got to get rid of it. All right, so we get it off there, and I'm going to get it off there. Okay. And right now, don't worry about how carefully you color that in. Don't even worry about blending. Right now, I just want to get this basic color, basic shape of the sun down. So it's just very, very rough. All right, so we've got this. Put my finger right there. But trust me, I'm telling you, if you don't get rid of that pencil, it's going to darken up your colored pencil on that spot. All right. And I'm putting my finger there because I want to keep track of where I was. And you can see, well, I gotta pull out to show you this. I'll do that in a minute. It's starting to look really cool. All right, so we got that. I'm gonna erase this. There's my next part. And actually, you know, it's really funny. Something just occurred to me. I'm kicking myself for not thinking of this. Instead of putting a pencil in your compass, put your pencil, your colored pencil in there and make a very light line. So in other words, I could have put a very, very light pink line there. Duh. Oh, I just amuse myself, I'm telling you. So yeah, knowing that this was, the sun was going to be the basic pink, I could have gone ahead and put in my pink pencil in there and made my outline, and then I wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, next time. Woohoo! Don't you guys love me? Yeah, I'm just so quirky. Oh well, if you can't laugh at yourself. What is that? If you don't laugh at yourself, somebody else will, so you might as well. Oh, I'm just so funny. All right. So here's my line. But yeah, it's really funny how that pencil, I mean, it will show up. And it will stick out like a sore thumb. Trust me, I've had it happen. And I wanted to avoid that for you. Okay. So let me pull out, and there is the outline of that setting sun. We're going to call it a setting sun. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and lightly color all of this in. And you can see how beautifully that's going to turn out. By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't again say that the beautiful music you're hearing behind me is Whispering's Piano by Subscription. And what do I always tell you is to do it what? Very lightly, your initial layer. And that way you can start making decisions about how much of whatever you want to show up. And I'm just coloring in little circles here to get nice, even layer. then I'm going to do my little stuff back here. All right, now here's what I'm going to do. Is I'm not going to set you through the entire coloring of this pink background. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to finish it up, and then when you come back, you will see it completely done. Well, the pink done. All right, but before I do that, give me a moment. I'm going to take my blender pencil and I'm going to pull you in so you can see this. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that. And on this paper, you cannot press hard or else it's going to start pulling up gray. And you can see that right there. See how some of that, and that's the ink from the original printing of the book, so you got to be really careful. Gonna darken that just a little bit to fix that. So I'm going to blend, see how I'm pushing in towards that so I don't pull that ink out into the colored pencil. All right, so I'm going to blend the entire, I'm going to blend the entire background, and then I will be back to show you how I'm going to add more colors to all this. All right, guys, be back in a few. And voila, the sun is done with all the pink. All right, you can see how beautiful that looks now. Very light pink, very lightly blended. Yeah, I'm really disappointed that this blending, I didn't realize the black was going to pull up like this. So if you have this book, see right next here, it's pulled up a little bit. Excuse me. All right, so we've got a sunset, we're going to call it. So now I'm going to take some gold, all right, and this happens to be my Xena colored goldenrod, color 055 if you have that pencil. There you go, you can see that. And now I'm going to very lightly blend in some gold tints. As I've said before, do not press hard. You just want a hint that there's a gold mix in there. Look how pretty that looks. Now, I'm not coloring it in gold all the way. I'm just hitting it in various spots. And you really just want a hint of this. And I will take my blender pencil and very, very lightly, because of this problem with the paper, I'm just going to gently mix that in. Is that not pretty? Don't forget to take your gold out to the edges in a couple of the places, otherwise it's going to look wonky. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, so then I'm gonna brush that. Now, totally your choice. I'm gonna take a little bit of my orange. Excuse me while I get a little water here. And very, very lightly, I'm going to plop in some orange. And look how that really pops this. And again, I'm not coloring everything orange. Okay, I'm just highlighting some of the spots. Don't forget to hit between your flowers here. Look how neat that looks. And my orange, by the way, is the Zenacolor Orange Red 059 if you've got Zenacolors. So right now I've got a really neat mix of gold, pink, and orange, right? Because you think of that when you think of sunsets. And remember, you're not pressing hard, you're letting the multiple strokes determine the color. Want a little more orange? Then keep stroking. A little less orange? Not so many strokes. But I don't want to see you pushing hard. Oh, I love it. And instead of using my blender pencil, I'm just going to go ahead and briefly use my finger. Okay. Now, one last touch here is you can see the dark pink around the figures. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yank that so fast. Look at that, how neat that looks. So now I'm going to take a darker pink than what my initial sun background was. Watch this. And again, I'm not pressing hard. Be sure to follow your shape. And this is a Zenacolor 2 Hot Pink, number 087, if you have that brand. Look how neat that looks, guys. And you want to be right up to your edge of your figures. So see where that hand is pointed? So I'm pointing out with the pink. And the shoulder, I'm outlining the square shoulder. Da, 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 da. Boy, that's beautiful. Little tiny circles around the hair. Give me a second, I need to sharpen. And see where that shoulder points out? I'm pointing it out as well. I'm not just coloring in a circle. That's what makes it look so cool. All right, now I'm going to finish the little girl before I pop over here. Again, over the sleeve, down, and then back over. Square it off so it looks really cool. Let me hit that with my brush. Oh, that just looks so neat. And I'm going to be especially careful between the legs because I want that gap, that color gap. So I'm just going to do a real narrow pink here. Yeah. How neat is that? All right. So now I'm going to do the little boy. Same method. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and finish him up, and then you can see the finished outlining, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, be right back. And I'm back again. So I'm just finishing up the touches around the little boy. Look how sweet that looks. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. Now I just gotta quit fussing with that. You know me, I love to go back and touch up stuff all the time. Okay. So, look at the effect of that. Is that not great? That is just so neat. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the mushrooms. And then what I'm going to be doing is a pink background here. And then, as I said earlier, instead of going with orange, I'm going to go with a light blue. And then I'm going to go with dark blue near the top because it was just getting to be too orangey. You know, it's pretty, but with all that brown, the brown and orange look good, but it was just, I think, getting a little mushy. Excuse me, let me drink some water. All right, so here's my mushrooms. I'll show you how I'm going to do those. Just the tops at this point, and then I'll finish out the bottoms later. Okay. So I've got my red, it's Color 2, which says strong red. Color 074, I'm going to sharpen that. I really hope you guys are learning some neat stuff here. All right, so now I'm going to macro or micro view you. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to get you real close. Okay, so what we're going to do you remember when I did the mushrooms in that other video? Showed you how to do those with the frog sitting on top. Same difference. So watch this. And these little suckers are small. So I'm going to do a very, very light red. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to darken along the side. Yeah, you can see right now where this is going. There you go. Look how neat that looks. Let me get out to that edge. And then I'm going to take my blender pencil and very, very gently hit that red. Look at that. Is that not neat? So here's my first layer of red, okay? Yeah, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to hit that with my blender pencil first. Here, let me do this one too. This is a better way to do it. Very, very light red. Very soft touch. Boy, these are small. And these are smaller still. Oh, I'm just so glad I have a good sense of humor. There's the first one. Don't forget to turn your pencils when you lift it. You know I always tell you that. There's the second one. There's the third. All right, so blend your pencil, blend your pencil, blend your pencil. Okay, so now I'm going to sharpen my red pencil. And I'm gonna go back to this just slightly and darken in a little more. And look how that highlighting pops. That's the whole point, boys and girls. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Gives you a nice three-dimensional mushroom. Yeah. And I am pressing pretty hard to get that red in there. But the aggravation is worth it because it really makes it look neat. That's my tip crumbling. But see, you can see the variance in the red, which is what I wanted. That's why you want your first layer to be very light, so when you come in with this second wave, it looks really neat. And hopefully you can see the difference. It's harder to see on the smaller ones, but that's all right. It's there, and it is noticeable. Let me get this first one again. Yeah, you can see that. Now, when I pull out, you're really going to be able to see the effect. See? That's why sweating the details like this is worth it. Now, if you really want to be brave, oh, let's see here. Depends how brave you're feeling. I'm going to take a black fine liner. Oh, and I'm going to zoom in again. Watch. Is that not neat? That's why you love me, because I sweat the details. Look at that. Pretty. Love it. Oh, that dot was off a little bit. Oh well. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a black fine liner and I'm popping on the little dots for the mushrooms. Love it. Let's see this one here, maybe more towards the top. Yeah. Oh man, that looks so cool. All right, let me pull out now. Love those details. And what I'm going to be doing, like I did with the other mushrooms, is I'll do something like a brown, you know, underneath, part way down, and then a different stem color. And that'll make it look really neat. Okay, but right now, what I want to do is I want to show you how I'm going to do this second wave of pink. So let me pull out. All right, so I'm not going to worry that much now about my compass and following a exact circle. I'm just going to wing it here. So it's going to be roughly like this. So I'm going to roughly parallel. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure that I keep it very, very light. And when I get to here, which is into the sunset, you know, I'll darken it just a tad to blend it. But you don't want to darken it too much. Whoops. You don't want to darken it too much because you don't want to lose this distinguishing line. So if you need to darken that up a little bit, which I am, that's fine. Look how neat that looks, guys. Now I've accidentally gotten into the leaves in a couple places, but I'll just use my little micro eraser to fix that. Okay, now I am going to darken this distinguishing line between the sunset and the clouds up here that have become pink. At first I was going to blend it, but I don't want to lose that, otherwise it's going to be confusing. And what I'm actually going to do as I'm looking at this is I'm going to go ahead and pull this out to here on a more horizontal bent, and it'll make sense in a minute when I do that. That's what I wanted to decide, is whether I wanted to follow the curvature or come out horizontally, and I want to come out horizontally because it's coloring the whole sky. That's why I didn't do this off camera. See how beautiful that looks now? So we've got the sky here, right here, which is pinking up because of the sun. And keep it nice and light. Yeah, tons better than that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and use my blender pencil and get this all evened out up to this point. And then eventually I'm going to have a light blue from here up, and then I'm going to go into a darker blue. All right, back in a little bit, guys. Okay, so I've popped in the pink now, and what I want you to notice is I have a lighter pink down here, and then I let it get darker as I went up into the sky. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do, which is going to look totally nuts and counterintuitive, but remember, we're going to go into a blue sky at the very top, and there needs to be a transition from the pink to the blue. Excuse me while I take some water. So I'm now going to use my Prismacolor PC 1060, which is the 20% cool gray, and I'm going to work from the darker pink up now into the blue. And what I want to show you is I'm going to allow the gray to come down into the pink a little bit, because I want to merge those colors. So that we have a nice looking transition. And what I did in between breaks when I was coloring the pink for you is I went back to Google to check sunsets, because I wanted to make sure I was on the right track with you. I don't want to lead you wrong. Okay, so this gray is going to look absolutely terrific. I'm not going to vary the intensity of it. Don't forget to roll your pencil when you pick it up. And notice how I come down into the pink with the gray, okay? Don't be afraid to blend your colors, guys, and to merge them. I should say merge, because I'm merging. And guys, I hope you're enjoying this project as much as I am in doing this for you. You know, I love my coloring and I love teaching. And for those of you who are relatively new subscribers now, you know, I have a master's degree in adult education. And if I accidentally color over into the leaves at the moment, don't worry about it. Change my light here. I'll take care of that when I come back to the leaves and the branches. Oh, that just looks so pretty. Let me pull you out. And the one thing that I've always told you is don't be afraid to adjust your previous colors based on new stuff that you've put down. for example, I see I'm losing my sunset a little bit here, see? So I will go back and redefine that line. All right, so let me pull you up just a tad, because now I'm going to, my gray, I'm probably gonna, probably about there. So I don't want too straight of a line, obviously. I'm gonna look at something here. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, let me brush this. I want to merge this gray and pink just a little more here. All right. And this gray is beautiful. I love the color. Just a nice gray. And yes, I should be coloring left to right, but I'm over here now, so it's okay. And I've got my paper towel. All right, let me sharpen here. My Prismacolors are a little bit softer than my Colors, and they tend to mush a little easier. All right, so I'm gonna pop back over here now. Let's mingle some pink and gray here. And when we mingle, we want to try to obliterate the line between the two. Okay. Yeah, this is really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause video again, and I'll finish up this gray. I just wanted you to particularly see how I was mingling the pink and the gray. So, back shortly. Alright guys, so I've got all the gray colored in now, and as I was showing you earlier, I went ahead and worked on blending the gray with the pink. Prismacolors are great for these because they're really nice and soft. Don't be afraid to merge your colors. See how I'm doing that? Coming right down into that pink. And like I said, you'll get the hang of this. You know, you watch me, you watch other people. You just want to make sure that you don't have an abrupt line between the two colors. Let me erase that little guy here. Like I said, I'm not worrying right now if I accidentally colored over some of these leaves, because right now the subject matter here is the sky. All right, so the last color I'm going to do now is the blue, and I'm going to do it in two shades like I did the pink. I'm going to do a very light blue, and then it's going to be darkened at the top. Now I would read off the blue color. It is the Zena color, but they're listing this as gray, and it was a misprint on the pencil itself, so. Here, let me show you the blue, what this is actually. See, I've got a nice light blue here. It's this right here, nice light blue, because I'm coloring very lightly, and then I press, and it gives me a beautiful dark blue. That's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be blending this in a little bit here. Again, you don't want a color butting up against the other. You want it to merge. Oops, getting a little dark here. And again, on this entire project, I cannot emphasize enough how you can take a simple little page and turn it into something fantastic with custom coloring. And you know that's what I specialize in, is a custom coloring. I could have just colored this, you know, one color all the way through, and that would have been the end of it. But that's not what I base my videos on. And again, I'll clean all this up when I get further along. Right now, I just want you to see the basic idea of what I'm doing here. I mean, I've still got the tree to show you that dimensional effect on. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this segment right in here, you know, get it colored, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to go from dark to light on this, and then I'll do the rest of this later. Okay, so I've got my blue down, and what I'm going to do is I want this dark to lighter, and then the lighter into the gray. So I'll merge that a little bit. And I'll do more with this with blender pencil, but right now I want to show you what I'm going to do here. So I want this nice and dark, okay? Oops, got a leaf there. It's all right, I'll clean that up later. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my transition around about there. So I'm just going to draw just a little bit of a line here so I know where I am. And then I'm going to work from darker to lighter, because this is a healthy blue and it doesn't, a vibrant blue, and it doesn't take much on this pencil pressure to get it to go dark. And you can see now, like right there to there, how I'm really getting this dark. And the way I'm going to accomplish this whole look is with my blender pencil. Yeah, you can see how pretty this is starting to look already. I mean, I'm not applying much pressure at all, and look how dark that's turning. Now I'm pressing pretty hard to get that very top the dark I want. Pretty, 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 pretty. All right. So now I'm going to get my blender pencil. After I sharpen it. Oops, I forgot a whole spot here. That's funny. I mean, this blue is very robust. When you blend it, boy, it pops. Remember my Chinese girl and the way that I did her outfit, her kimono, and it, when I blended that blue, it just popped out. Boy, that's pretty. I meant the coloring. Music's pretty too. And I'll clean up that flower later. Okay, so now I'm going to sharpen my blue. And I'm going to bring this blue down a little bit more as far as the color variance. Because as you can see, when I blended it with my blender pencil, it lost some of its distinction. And again, don't worry about those flowers. I'll clean that up, or leaves. But look how pretty now that is from the darker down to the lighter. I'm pressing very, very lightly. If you're if you've been with me for a while, you know I always tell you that. Start out light and then just and then just let the repeated strokes color and darken. Don't necessarily darken by pressure. Excuse me. Because that way you have a lot more control. You can watch the color change to your satisfaction rather than just busting in by pressing hard. Oh, that's beautiful. Look how gorgeous these blues are. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'll work on blending the blue into the gray. And I can either do that, I can put the blue down and then top it with the gray here. Or I can just come down with the blue. Either way, whatever works for you, based on your pencils. All right. Love it. I'm gonna even this out a little bit. Looks a little streaky. And actually what I'll probably end up doing is taking a little gray and hitting that very top there. There we go. All right, that's it for now because I've done enough segments. Now I'm going to work on blending these a little more. Pull up. Now I've lost my distinguishing between the back of the sun here, so I'm going to re-emphasize that. And other than that, I'm happy with this. I'm going to work on blending that gray and pink a little more. I'll work on that. But anyway, so you can see just a really nice progression up to the top here. All right, guys, look out for the next video covering this. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned a lot. This is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Again, I'm doing the African Glamour book. This is the one I'd done before, which I decided was too much orange, so that's why I changed it for the better, I think. Looking good. All right, guys, God bless. Stay safe. Hope you learned something. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Joyful coloring, guys. Bye.